clubs. I'd empty like Eros and Bagley's and Cannon Palace.
So it weren't even just as a hobby, it was actually...
But no, this was more like I was there.
Right, okay.
And I'd get on the mic.
Got you.
It wasn't that I was...
So you was on that scene,
I wasn't booked to DJ. I wasn't booked to play or MC.
Yeah.
But I'd just make sure I get on the mic. And then at like 13 years old, I got my decks.
Yeah.
I just basically wanted them. I was trying to mix before that on like cassettes.
Yeah.
Which is impossible.
Yeah.
But I was trying to mix 2 cassettes together.
So what were like your first decks? What did you have?
These babies.
Are these your first ones?
Yeah.
For real, yeah?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, these. Was
you've had them ever since?
Yeah.
They look like brand new.
Yeah.
So you keep them in obviously great condition then? Different ball game, would you say? Or?
I think it's different in terms of like what you're touching, like the touch of it, the touch of the platter is different. But because I started on the decks, for me it feels like there's no difference in terms of the technique of what you're doing. It's just the touch that you give it.
Got you. Did you kind of like veer off into anything else like sports, or has it just always kind of been music?
Well, that is questions. No, I mean I like lots of things.
Really?
Yeah. So I started playing tennis, and I love tennis, and I really got into that.
Yeah.
And I play like in the England team were playing like next to where I was playing as well.
For real?
So I love tennis and I love golf and football.
So, okay, because I was gonna say when you said golf and tennis, that's kind of like a little bit more relaxed, but then football.
Yeah.
Who do you support?
Arsenal.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Should we go there?
Are we an Arsenal fan?
Should we go there? Should we go there?
Let's do it.
Yeah?
Let's do it.
Tottenham.
To be honest, mate, I support Arsenal, but like I say, music's my love, so I don't waste too much. I don't waste too much energy. So you can bring it. Come on, you can bring it.
No, it's cool, it's cool. But no, I'm not. I think they've done the damage to you first. I'm not going to try and
Are you
I'm
Spurs?
United actually, so actually forget it. Innit? Let's not even go there either.
That doesn't even make sense.
It does make sense. Why doesn't it? Because
where are you from?
It doesn't matter. That's got nothing to do with it.
It does.
No, it doesn't. I always say to people that when my dad came over to England, the first place he flew over was Manchester, innit? Yeah.
You're one of those. You're one of those.
Cool. So, in regards to like your music and things like that, so obviously you produce music, and as well as did you when you started mixing? How long after did you kind of go into producing, or was it all kind of within one?
No, so I got my decks at like 12, and
you
just practice, and you start playing out occasionally.
Yeah.
And then I started producing at like 15, 16. I think it was at school, like in music class, and they taught you Cubase then.
Yeah.
And obviously you could learn how to sequence like MIDI, and it was like, all right, I can do my own thing now. So from then I was like, I bought my first computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the first place you played? Like proper?
First proper set? DJ set?
I do, yeah, your first one, like where he's like, obviously
I must have been about 15.
Was it House Party?
No, it was, was it House Party? I can't remember now. I can't remember. My first proper set that I can remember was at Eros under 18s.
Right.
And it was like the warm up set.
Yeah.
That was the first time I remember going.
How was you?
I think I was about 15 or so.
Real?
And I remember I had maybe a bit younger, maybe 14.
Yeah.
14, 15, and I turned up to Eros. Have you been to Eros before?
No.
Do you know about Eros?
Not really, no.
Do you know about Eros?
No.
So Eros.
How far back are we talking? Is it still back now?
Eros is gone.
Really?
But Eros was like a 3,000 capacity venue.
For real? On
the A10, so you know where the Cineworld is?
Just literally up there, yeah.
There was like in the industrial area there was Eros, which was a nightclub, and they had like these...
So is it where that industrial estate is?
Yeah.
Is that basically...
Where you got B&Q?
Yeah.
Eros was just there.
Wow. So what was Eros like compared to now? What would it be now? Like Fabric 338 kind of thing, or?
That's a really good question actually. It's a bit. I think it's different times and the culture's different.
Yeah.
But I don't know what you compare it to, because it was the thing then, and it was like there was garage nights.
But was that like, more garage then?
There was garage, but then you had a student night on a Monday.
Yeah.
So I guess you could say it would be a bit like a Liquid.
Yeah.
I'd say similar to how house came around recently in a massive wave of like boom, wow, everyone loves house all of a sudden. It's kind of like what garage was in that sense. So nothing lasts forever in that same way.
So do you think it's going to kind of happen to this as well?
The house has been going for over 20 years.
It has, isn't it?
It's more than just big there or big there. It's a global.
And the thing is as well, there's so many genres of it as well.
Yeah.
And it is the party.
Yeah. Well, it's a staple of dance music, really, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
And everyone's always going to want to dance.
When did you kind of know, like, this is it for me? Like, this is what I want to do? Was it a time where it clicked, maybe a night you was playing out, or maybe because you've seen your dad doing it, or what was it?
Someone asked me this question recently.
Yeah.
And they asked me, what was that moment that made you just click? And I really try and think what the moment was. I can't explain it, and I guess there's no time or place.
Yeah.
It's just, you play music as well.
Yeah.
You know that feeling when you're playing in front of even when you're playing to yourself.
That's what I'm trying to say.
But then when you're playing to other people, it's a completely different level. Whether it's like a lot of people or like no people, it's just.
Would you say a lot of because playing music is one thing, but a lot of it is also engaging with the crowd.
What, playing the music? Yeah. I think some DJs like perform like to the crowds, and I think it's great if you can do that.
Yeah.
I'd say like the best I feel like I'm playing is when I'm not thinking about
Being
playing the music
out.
or playing. So I'm completely zoned out. It feels a bit like meditation, and you're like, then you're giving a performance anyway.
Got you.
And you're in the zone, and
you're playing for yourself, really, in a way.
But you're always playing for the crowd.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Like, some people don't. I guess I'm always known as a crowd pleaser.
Yeah.
But I think you're always playing for the crowd. That's what you're there to do. You're there to lift people. Come on.
So you mentioned you never actually planned a set then?
Never, nah.
But your first ever set?
Oh, the first ever set I did, I knew exactly everything I was playing.
So in regards to what time to bring it in?
Pretty much, I think the first ever DJ set that I played, I practiced so much that I knew my set back to front, literally, so I knew when it was coming in.
Yeah.
I wasn't that rigid where it's like, right, I have to mix it in, but
of course.
Because I practiced so much, I knew exactly what I was playing when.
Of course. But now it's more, is it just, because what I've kind of found as well is, say for instance if I'm mucking about with Rishi or Matt or whatever, and we're doing back to back.
Yeah.
They might bang a tune and I think, I know something will go well with
this.
this.
You fucking hate it.
No, hey, literally, I know it's not that, I kind of think to myself, I know something that will go well with this.
Yeah.
So I put it together, but then sometimes I kind of think, do you ever get times where sometimes you want to play a song that your friend, have you ever had that kind of thing? Like, someone that you're playing with, they might play a song that you've played or anything like that, or?
Not really. I feel like, not really, nah. I'd say, nah, not really. Nah.
No? Okay, cool, yeah. No,
maybe, I guess maybe someone's played a song, you're like, I wish I played that, or you probably thought you were going to play that.
Yeah.
But not really. So, I don't really do many back-to-backs.
No.
So when I do, it doesn't really end for things.
Yeah, of course. You hate back-to-backs then? You obviously hate back-to-backs, is that correct?
When back-to-backs work, I think they're amazing.
Yeah.
But I don't like to...
But in what sense is it? Is it because you feel like you're you, like, kind of thing, or...?
I think, like, I just love playing music.
Yeah.
And I think, like, when you're playing with someone else, like, I think unless it clicks, like, and it proper clicks, the flow feels interrupted for me. Yeah, so when it works, it's amazing. I love it. I think love playing music irrelevant, but I don't like to be like, right, cool, we're going to play back to back.
Yeah.
Because you never know how it's going to feel, and obviously you might be feeling this way, that person might be feeling that way.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah.
So true. So in regards to the tunes, so is it just you play one tune and then do you kind of think already, oh, I'm going to play that tune, or you just feel it out, or has it even got anything to do with the crowd maybe?
You know what, sometimes you know exactly what's coming, like, because you're completely there. Like, you're just there. So like, you could be thinking, all of a sudden the song comes to your head and you're like, right, play that.
Yeah.
Other times when you're not in that flow, you might have to look a bit more to find the track. Obviously it's better if it just comes to you, because you're in that.
Yeah.
You know.
Where's the best place what's like been your best set?
Set?
Yeah.
Secret Garden Party.
Really? That was 2015?
2015, yeah.
2015.
Yeah.
Why?
It was just for many reasons. It was pretty much like all of London in Cambridge, as well as like it was like 5,000 people in a tent, and it absolutely poured down that day.
That's probably when you have like the best nights as well sometimes.
It absolutely poured down, and we was in one of the main areas in Secret Garden Party that was covered. So it was just so unexpected. We knew we had a takeover at Secret Garden Party on the Friday, and we didn't expect that to happen. It was literally like...
Oh, so everyone came into the tent basically?
It was,
real?
So we started off and it was absolutely pouring down. There was mud everywhere. I had no proper shoes on because I thought it was going to be sunny in the countryside. And I had these sandal things on, and my feet were like in this mud that was like this thick. So I was walking around like that. We got to the tent, and like Leroy Roberts was playing, and it was just nice from the start. It was quite quiet, and the whole day just picked up, and within like an hour, the tent was heaving. Yeah, really. Absolutely heaving, and the whole day I think would be one that I think many people would just like remember. Yeah.
I've never been to Secret Garden Party, but from everything I've seen, it looks really different. Yeah. Why is that though?
I think in like earlier years, or say like the first year I remember the first year I went, and Secret Garden Party was just like, it wasn't just about the music, I remember we was walking around this massive garden, like that's what it felt like, a big garden of just friendly people.
Nah, you see the way you just said that, I'm so happy you said, because I think I probably had some of my best nights in Vibe Bar.
Oh, you're joking, you went?
Oh, mate, 100%. Oh, I used to love it, and you know what's sad as well?
Now we can talk.
It's closed down.
Now we can talk forever.
It's closed down, but it's... I'd love a beer, mate. So I think I've forgotten, but I might as well... Oh my God, is that still mine? Oh, what? Cool. You have that for now, and I'll finish this one.
Salud.
Salud. What's that?
Salud.
Salud. Cool.
Cheers.
So Vibe Bar. No, I don't know what that means. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yes. What else? Vibe Bar, yeah, mate.
Vibe Bar's one of these places that...
So small.
Yeah.
But you get lost.
But you get the courtyards.
Yeah. That's, yeah. I absolutely love that place. I think it's quite sad because you hear a lot of these things like Fabric, when it closed down. Yeah. I think I saw a statistic, it was like over 1,000 clubs in the last 5 years have closed down. Yeah. And obviously all that stuff about London music culture and all that stuff more or less deteriorated in a way. But in regards to Vibe, I mean, what was it? Was that like one of your first residencies? Like
Vibe Bar was really, for me, it was like the first place that I got to play house with. There was like graffiti on the walls. Yeah. I remember there used to be like leaflets at the back of the bar, like all these leaflets on the sides. So I go and look at the leaflets and see all these nights that were going on. I just like loved the place. And then I started playing, and I was playing like some soulful house music. Yeah. And which then went into house, and it was just that place had me.
I think my era of going out was more so like 2010, 11, 12. That's like when it was kind of peak for us. Yeah. And that's when Brick Lane back then was absolutely popping. Like now, like you used to get Fuse every single Sunday. And I used to love Fuse, Cafe 1001, even Cargos that used to go off back in the day. But Vibe Bar was just different. Yeah. Different. You had the big speakers in the corners where everyone just kind of chill and just sit inside there. What was it like closely? When did that shut down?
That was maybe like 2014, 15 maybe.
And you did the closing party there, ceremony kind of thing as well. That was in the courtyard, wasn't it? Was that, so was you kind of residency there all the way up until that then? Or
pretty much till the end, like really? It was, that place and the people there were like family really. Yeah. So it was just, that was, whenever you go into East London.
You know, I'll get you.
That, and especially just being on Brick Lane, that was like, you feel like you was home.
Yeah.
And so like playing Vibe Bar was just like, it was one of them places that you'd always remember. And you always kind of hope that, I really hope it comes back so I can play there again.
Do you think it will? Because they've done nothing to it.
Maybe I can make it happen.
So what I was going to ask is about your competition, the Movida, Corona, International and UK.
Yeah.
And you went both of them as well.
Yeah.
So how did you get into that? How does it work? How did it work?
Do you know what? I think it was my dad told me about his competition. And I've never really been one for competitions, but it's like you might as well go in for it. Yeah. So I just went in for this competition without really any high hopes of what it was. I didn't really know much about it. Yeah. And I just went in and played, and won like the UK. So played like 3 or 4 rounds in the UK. Yeah. And pretty much won every stage. Got to the Ministry of Sound and played the final set there, and it was just.
But there are a lot of good talent there as well.
Yeah, it was just people that love dance music and
Any known names there or?
I wouldn't say it's like known names. Yeah. I'd say it's quite strange because if you're already quite established, you wouldn't go.
Of course.
So.
And do you feel like that helped you? Did you learn a lot from that as well?
I'd say that was like a defining moment because I'd never really thought about entering competitions, so I didn't really expect much from it. But it did give me this is what I want to do, and it made me really take a step back and think, actually, this is the music I want to play. This is what I actually love, and I'm gonna sacrifice what I'm doing right now to take a step back and focus on that. Before I was playing like R&B, bashment, garage, house. I was just playing music. Yeah. I started off playing like garage music, and I used to play at this bar in my local area, like around here. Yeah. And I'd turn up with these turntables. I'd actually take them there. Yeah. And play like garage.
Well, these actually ones as well.
Yeah. I'd actually turn up and play with them there, and got this bar that was absolutely dead on Saturday night. Yeah. And got it live. Yeah. Like it was popping. And so then I started playing other music because playing for like 5-6 hours, I love garage. But then I thought, well, I can play other music as well. So I started playing like some R&B, the same kind of tempos that you can mix with garage. You know, you get like an R&B track that's the same tempo. And then I started playing other music. So I think I'd say that's where I really mastered the art of what you're doing on the turntables.
Who thought of that name?
I was myself.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it take a while? Or did it just kind of come to you?
No, as cliche as it sounds, I don't know where it came from. I genuinely don't know where it came from.
Brand name, it's got a great meaning, be a rare exception.
Yeah.
That is brilliant, man. And is that, what would you say, what's your like personality? What are you? Like what, do you know what I'm trying to say?
I'd say I don't even know me yet.
Really?
Yeah, but Bear for me it's never been like it's a party or it's never even about being a brand. To be honest. It's about expressing yourself and not conforming to what you feel like you should be because it's cool to be this or it's cool to be that, but just purely just being you, being the best you that you can be, rather than what you feel you should be.
I like that, man. I think we needed like a little intro, like a little bit of backing music there, literally. Has it been hard doing that?
I'm not going to say it's been hard.
Yeah.
I'd say like it's just where you want to do and where you want to go, and I think as long as you know where you want to go, it's and no journey to where you want to get to is always going to be plain sailing.
Yeah. But
if you're in it for the right reasons, it's not difficult.
Of course.
It's just part and parcel of where you want to get to.
Yeah, absolutely. If you've got a love for it, it's kind of in a way that it's inevitable that it's not going to work out because you're so passionate about it inside. Did you mix this one then? Yeah.
The original's obviously Drake's.
No, I know that, but your one.
No.
That would be perfect to put over it.
Yeah, no, not yet.
No?
No, they say, I haven't even arranged it yet.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
No? Are you still working on it a bit as well?
Yeah.
But how does that work though? But you put it out, so you still not...
No, I haven't put it out.
But you put it in your mix... Oh, got you.
I haven't put it in the mix even.
What? You have?
I haven't.
Oh, that's Hotline Bling. Oh,
yeah.
Bling. Have you heard that one? Hmm? What's it? You done that? Oh, shit. I just clocked. So when I said, I listened to this earlier, you must have thought I'm a dickhead or something.
No, I thought you were talking about the original.
Oh, no, I meant the Hotline Bling one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Got you.
Yeah, no, I thought you were talking about the original. Yeah. Not a dickhead.
No.
Bode's great. I've loved playing for the party. Every time it's been magical.
Because even what I think they've got now, Sankey's, Residency, like FIFA. What other stuff do you have?
It's a really difficult question. I think people ask that and they're like, oh, what do you listen to? I listen to so much different music I can't say.
Yeah.
Country, jazz, blues.
Yeah.
Like everything. Absolutely everything.
Mm-hmm. I'll get in this position where if I'm in a car and I put on certain music, some people don't like it. But it's just because they're just so stuck.
But the thing is, if you turn on the radio and you hear Rihanna playing and you don't like the song, then you turn the radio again and you hear it and you still don't like the song. And then you hear that same song over and over again, you end up liking it.
That's
and you end up taking it for normal and it ends up becoming part of your reality. So people do tend to obviously follow what's fed to them.
Yeah.
I listen to so much different music that I can't really say what I do and don't like.
I hear that. Have you got any kind of, people that you've kind of looked up to in this industry, or maybe even out of this industry, maybe personally or music-wise, career-wise, anything like that?
Oh, loads.
Really?
Loads.
Name a few.
Yeah. Just loads. Loads. Obviously look up to Bob Marley.
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix. Pharrell. Kanye West.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Jamie Jones. The Martinez Brothers. Kerry Chandler.
Yeah.
Steve Jobs. Even Steve Jobs. I look up to so many different people. Bill Gates. Mm-hmm. What's that guy? Richard Branson. Yeah.
That's good, man.
Albert Einstein.
Yeah.
Leonardo da Vinci. Yeah.
Do you feel like your dad has helped you in a way in regards to like leading you kind of where? Because obviously he's done it.
Yeah.
Do you kind of get a lot of advice from him, or?
I've got like a good, like, we're like friends.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? So the relationship's really good, but I'd say if anything, I've like created my own path.
Of course.
Like followed my own way of doing things, whether right or wrong. Sometimes I've just done my own thing and done what feels right. Followed the energy.
Has it been hard for you?
No.
It hasn't. Is it because you think you're doing kind of two different genres in a way, or just what I'm trying to say?
Or hard in comparison to my dad?
Yeah. Or does that happen?
I think you'd have some people that probably there might potentially have been some closed doors.
Yeah. Oh, for real, yeah.
Just naturally, like if you walked into somewhere and there was like someone who come from a really good family or something. Do you know what I mean? Like there might be closed doors just naturally because of a bit of a inverse snobbery.
Yeah.
Or like he's only there doing it because of his dad. Or that. I don't really focus on anything like that.
Yeah.
So it's not really part of who I am or where I'm going.
Course.
They call it Goldsmiths College.
Goldsmiths, but they call it Goldsmiths College. And they've had people like James Blake there, Katie B as well.
Matt Damon from the Gorillaz.
Oh, for real, yeah.
Matt Damon?
No, Matt Damon's Matt Damon. He's a movie star.
Who's the guy from Gorillaz? Mark Alban. What's his name?
What?
This is why Google's so good. The guy from the Gorillaz, anyway.
Yeah.
The guy from the Gorillaz was there. Katie B.
Yeah.
Quite a few people.
So, did that, because in life you get a lot of people who went to university, and some people.
I thought he was coming out of a philosophical.
No.
In life.
Because I've done it as well. But obviously, you get a lot of people who go to uni.
Yeah.
A lot of people who don't, and it works out well whichever way.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that made an impact, or perhaps what did it?
I think it. I learnt loads. I didn't go there for an outcome. I didn't go there for an outcome of like, right, I want to go there to get.
Was it more so to better yourself?
Yeah, to learn.
Yeah.
Learn a craft that. I went to the undergraduate. I went to my first university because I did my masters at Goldsmiths. So
that's what I was going to say. You done the masters in this as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I did my undergraduate, and I think obviously I just love music, but I've never really considered myself to be classically trained or a master in that sense.
Yeah, of course.
So I went to uni to like learn and to understand how I could better my craft.
Yeah.
And learnt to read and write music, learnt to play, and learnt to do the best that I could.
So is that more so because could you have learnt like the turntables there, or was that just music?
This was just music composition.
Yeah.
This was recording. This was orchestration. So I was learning how to like compose for an orchestra.
Yeah.
And to read and write and engineer and just everything compositionally really. So
what made you go there?
I was going to uni originally to do accounting.
Yeah.
So I was going to uni.
Yeah. Did you do accounting?
No, I was going to do accounting, and I was going to uni. I felt it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
You finished school, got good grades, did my A levels, got good grades. Let's go to uni because and I've always known I went to music anyway. But I was going originally to do accounting as like the backup.
Yeah, of course.
And I think it was my mum and dad actually. They was just like they knew I was never going to do accounting.
Yeah.
So why? So they said to me, "Why are you going to do that?" And it didn't even take twice to ask. So I changed to do music. Kind of blagged my way into the course because he was meant to be able to read and write music, which I couldn't.
Because it's quite it's a prestige music. It's not just music. They do. What else they do? They do music.
The Goldsmiths is it's a college of like the arts really. Yeah. There's a lot that they do there, but my undergraduate was at Hertfordshire.
Right. Okay.
So I did that first, and actually it was my stepdad that said to me, "Well, once you finish your degree, what are you going to do?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Well, I think you should do your masters, and you should do it. Like, what's one of the best colleges you could go to?"
Yeah.
Like, and it was either the Royal College of Arts, Trinity of Music, or Goldsmiths. And he was like, "Well, you should go for one of them." And I remember being like, "Well, I'm not going to get into them because I didn't feel like I never really felt like I was trained in that sense to do it."
Well, how did you plug your way into that then?
Well, no, so I'd finished my degree,
and
I went for an interview, and I just presented who I am and what I do, and ended up getting in.
What's future plans? I'm not even gonna say, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Because I think that's so. No one knows, but for you, what do you want to do next, or what is next for you really?
More beer, more parties, music played around the world, playing music all around the world, and just keep doing me.
And finally, where can people find you on social media?
Head over to @JNR Windross on Instagram and JNR Windross on SoundCloud and JNR Windross on Facebook.
Cool.
Peace.